Now, my team and I are scouring the globe to shed light on the myths and misconceptions surrounding our planet's most mysterious creatures.
Forrest, thanks so much for joining us today. I want to talk to you about this mission, and let's start at the top. I mean, this is very personal to you when we talk about Mozambique, right?
Yeah, so I grew up in the neighboring country of Zimbabwe, and my family ran safari businesses. So, big African animals, of course, elephants being an iconic creature, have always had a very, very special place in my heart. So knowing what was going on in that part of the world, I felt very compelled to contribute.
And what was going on was that a village was very much threatened by not so much the elephants, but by the circumstances, right?
That's a very good way to put it. They were threatened by the circumstances because there was, human encroachment on wild habitat. And of course, wildlife going, I've lived here my entire life. I'm used to drinking from that water source and eating from that field. And so naturally, this created human-wildlife conflict that was ultimately, making casualties occur. So it was a pretty rough situation for both the villagers and the elephants.
So your mission, and I don't know if it's possible to put it in a nutshell, was what?
A very big nutshell, yeah. So when I found out that what was going on was that there was some elephants causing trouble in this village, the only resolution that the government of Mozambique at that time had was to shoot the elephants because, a bullet costs 60 cents or whatever, and that is the cheapest resolution. But in a time and place in the world where we are running out of these genetically unique, magnificent giant tuskers, these big elephants, I said to myself and to the government of Mozambique and a number of people that we worked with on this project, what can we do to resolve the situation? Now, going into Mozambique, my understanding was it was one or two rogue elephants, right? Like a bull and maybe a juvenile male or something like that. When we got on the ground, what we found out was that there were 14 elephants. It was an entire family group, a whole herd, including this magnificent bull that was actually running through the village and had killed several people. And some of the elephants had bullet wounds in them and snare traps and things like that. And so our solution, long story made short, was how do we capture and translocate 14 giant elephants and do that safely and where do we put them? And so we had to sort of just roll with all the punches and figure all of this out. And it was an incredibly challenging task.
And when you talk about elephants, I mean, they are these huge, as you described them, magnificent creatures, but they're also very fragile in terms of the environment and what happens around them, correct?
Indeed, yeah. Just like anything, they succumb to habitat degradation. They succumb to lack of resources and over-harvesting and poaching, and the list goes on and on and on, and they're part of a very delicate balance. And once you disrupt that balance, once you remove their food or you fence them in or whatever it happens to be, their population falls or booms or whatever it is and becomes out of control. And so this family herd was in a situation that was a no-win scenario.
If we watch the program, we will see, at least for now, a happy ending?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Every episode, we get some form of a happy ending because I do not believe in the doom and gloom, the ecophobia. This world is a magnificent place, and there is plenty of opportunity to see it.
Now, my team and I are scouring the globe to shed light on the myths and misconceptions surrounding our planet's most mysterious creatures.